And the floor is yours, Arjun.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Muhammad. Um, uh, and let me acknowledge Mr. Esau. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Okay, the new business, and I briefly spoke with you about that. I have noticed, especially in our district, a lot of anxiety regarding the migrant situation. Okay, and there's even a lot of controversial. I saw the article about the situation of placing the migrants in our district. Okay, and that obviously is going to affect the whole immigration population, I think. So we are going to elaborate a little bit on that. And for the future, there may be things that, as the immigration committee, we may be able to help resolve regarding that situation. It's in our district directly, okay, that they are building. I understand what they want to put some 2,000 migrants in our district, and that's supposed to be the building right across the street from the jail that they're going to build. So it's a very controversial situation, and it's a situation that will take, I'm sure, a direct course of action. Another situation that's going on, we are all aware of the fact that our country will be getting a new administration. So when is it the inaugural? What it is on the 20th? Is it?
20th.
Yeah. Okay. So I know that I have even personally heard a lot of immigrant populations uh, have a lot of anxiety of this situation. Okay, there are a lot of myths. There are a lot of things that are not factual. But of course, being an immigrant, it's easy to feel anxiety over these matters. I heard a lady the other day telling me, "Oh no, they're going to send me back to my country. Oh my goodness, am I going to have to report to ICE? Is going to come after me?" And I tried to calm her down. I tried to know it doesn't work that way. Okay, it doesn't. But I realized that psychologically, there's a lot of anxiety, and with the new administration, and of course the media, it's a combination of media, the new administration, and what is true and what is not true. What I'm trying to do from the immigrant committee, I am in touch with the Bronx Defenders, who is in our direct community, and I they are giving me links for different type of immigration programs and helps and legal assistance that what they're really trying to do is create like some type of 24-hour legal assistant clinic that if anybody has any questions or if anybody has anything that they're really concerned about, they can pick up that line and talk to someone, a professional person. Most of them are lawyers, some of them are paralegals or social workers that work directly in that field. So that is what I would like to establish for the future. I'm hoping that in our next time we can get some direct resources available. Of course, due to the circumstances of our office, um, we are really working remotely now, and we are really trying to assess as much as possible on a remote level. Remember when our office was open, people would be able to come in and we could give them a flyer, or we could even give them a direct source and so forth. But what we're doing is really using a lot of even social media to help sustain us during this time that we ourselves, I mean, let's face it, our board is displaced right now, isn't it? DM Jordan, isn't that so? We are like looking for a place.
Temporarily, we are looking to hopefully have our office in the very near future. But we are
Yeah,
happy that our colleagues at Lincoln Hospital has been able to host us for our committee and full board meeting.
I'm feeling very happy and very thankful to Lincoln Hospital for that. Indeed, indeed. So that is one of the things regarding new business that I have to add. So number one, my main point is the migrant situation that is affecting our district directly. And number two is the immigrant anxiety. A lot of our immigrants in our district has a large population of immigrants, and many of them are even psychologically very disturbed about, oh, is this new president going to take me back? And we got to let them know that no, there's a law that follows, and it just doesn't work that way. So that is step number two with the so-called new business. As we move on to old business, I am still reaching out to a lot of the immigrant women. Last year, I women. I was able to make good contact, for example, Sister Fatima from the mosque, very wonderful. I was able to touch base with some of the women from the Mexican coalition, right here on Melrose, okay? And that's what I'm doing. But of course, we don't have a physical place right now. So I think that's going to be in the near future. I'm reaching out particularly to the needs of immigrant women in our district. There are particular needs that I have seen that they have that other districts. One example, I met an immigrant woman. She's pregnant. She's getting ready to have a child, and she told me she was homeless. Okay, I was able to personally get her in touch with one of the social workers, and they were able to find her a place to live. Okay, but I know that there are many more in that situation. I'm just giving a small example of some of the issues that I notice are more significant in our district, and we seem to have a large amount of those matters. But that was just a small sample of some of the needs that I'm being told. I speak to some of the other immigrant women who tell me that one lady told me she lives in a building she doesn't have water, she doesn't have heat, she doesn't have water, she doesn't have it. And I said, why don't you report that? She's afraid to do that. She said, no, I'm undocumented, and I don't think I could report the landlord because then I'll get into, you see what I'm saying? But how could you live under those conditions? You know, one thing could lead to the next. And she tells me she has to, she told me she didn't even have electricity in her apartment. But how could you be living that way? And she's afraid to even speak up about it. She said she's undocumented. But I know that these are things that especially immigrant women are dealing with. They have children and nothing is being done. So it's a need at hand. And I'm hoping to get a forum. I would like to get a forum going, particularly for those needs. And in the future, once we establish a place, I think that will be coming about. Thank you so much for hearing me tonight. And thank you so much all for being present. Thank you for your attention today.
Thank you, Madam Argelia. You know, it is always pleasure to hear from you because you always try to bring not only the problems, you want to try to bring some solution. And thank you for that. The way you explain it, that we want to create a support center where the migrant population can get help and it would be 24/7 and you are trying to keep in touch with Bronx defenders. Yes, we can trust those people, professional people. They can lead the migrant community in a legal way in the processing or pathway of their citizenship or legalization or green card, whatever maybe they call. So that kinds of resource you are trying to, and you are really devoted as our Mr. District Manager. So far, I know people wants to